DVR stands for Digital Video Recorder. I don't know how many of you have one. It is the next best thing to a microwave. What I use the DVR for is I record the Phillies. And I can fast forward over W.B. Mason commercials. I can fast forward over Ryan Howard striking out. Every time they bring in a relief pitcher, I can fast forward and get them in there faster. So I can watch a 2.5-hour game maybe in an hour. And it works out really good because if my family wants to watch something else, I don't worry about it because I'm taping the game and I'll watch it after that. Every once in a while, like you can only save so many things on a DVR, and every once in a while you go to delete a program and it won't work. You can't get rid of it. And the first time it ever happened to me, I tried everything. I went through what you're supposed to do. I went to different menus and tried to delete this program. Nothing. So in the tech world, and I remember this from computers, you pull the plug. So I pulled the plug out on the TV and put it back in and waited for the DVR to reset, and then I was able to delete the program. So the next time that happened to me, I was ready for it. I just went over and pulled the plug out, waited 10 seconds, let it reload, reset. That happens with computers too, So everything that they're making now, it's disconnect, reset. Remember that. Anything that doesn't go right for you, disconnect and reset. All kinds of things can go wrong in our lives, and they often do. And try as we will, nothing can make them right. And, we talked a lot about that, Bruce's prayer concerns. And, it's funny how everything kind of comes together in a worship service. And the main reason we're here is because we want to be here. The main reason we're here is because maybe we've had a rough week. Maybe things aren't going the way they should. And what else do we have but to come together and worship and praise Jesus? We need to disconnect from the world from time to time. And we need to come into the presence of God and allow the working of His Spirit to help us set things right. Sometimes we can't change the circumstances, and I think that's where we're really at a lot. We can't change what we're being bombarded with on a daily basis. It's going to happen. And, the whole political scene, the transgender, just everything that is in the news right now, we need to disconnect. And we need to reset.
Amen.
We can't change the circumstances, but we can be changed. And that's what coming to Jesus is all about. The Bible tells us that we are not going to experience anything that Jesus didn't experience. And it tells us in Mark 1, the first chapter of Mark, apparently Jesus, he taught at the synagogue, he drove out an evil spirit, he healed many, including Simon's mother-in-law. And then it says in verse 32, that evening, after sunset, the people brought to Jesus all the sick and demon-possessed. The whole town gathered at the door, and Jesus healed many who had various diseases. He also drove out many demons. This was a day that none of us would be able to handle. And it's interesting because when you skip down to 35, this is what Jesus did. Very early in the morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up, left the house, and went off to a solitary place where he prayed. Even Jesus disconnected and reset. And that's what we're about to do as a congregation. I invite you to disconnect from the world right now and focus on our Lord Jesus Christ. And we listen to him say, do this in remembrance of me. And we'll let his Spirit do his work in our lives. Let us pray.